in my love, she holds the key. A simple yellow ribbon's what I need to set me free. I wrote and told her, please, oh, tie a yellow ribbon round the old oak tree. It's been 3 long years, do you still want me? If I don't see a ribbon around the old oak tree, I'll stay on the bus, forget about us, put the blame on me. If I don't see a yellow ribbon around the old oak tree. Now the whole damn bus is cheering, and I can't believe I see 100 yellow ribbons around the old tree. I'm coming home.
Tie a ribbon round the old oak tree. 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 Tie a ribbon round the old oak tree.
The final tree. This guy is the final tree to take down here. Got a big pile of lumber, logs to work with for construction, smaller ones for, I guess, more construction, and then firewood. Even these little guys are firewood too. Look at this, like 5, 6 rows deep. So I'm gonna be good for firewood for this winter, but I gotta chop all that, right? And then store it somehow. I could probably do a skid and like tarps, right? I would like to build a wood shed, but building a cabin first. A lot has happened taking down these trees, right? I've been doing it old school, like in the 90s before social media and people film themselves. So I've just guy out here working alone, right? And the experiences that happen out here is just incredible. You know, falling trees, I've equated it to like a breakaway in hockey. It happens very quickly, a breakaway. It's just seconds, but it's a very exciting play. And things can happen. You can get glory or defeat, get scored on. Same thing with falling trees. It happens very quickly, and it's this exciting thing that happens, and it can go a bunch of different ways, right? And it's dangerous too, so you have to be careful about that. But you'd like to fall a tree in the direction you'd want it to fall, right? Where there's no debris, where there's no bushes. It's not going to necessarily hit another tree, and you'll be able to access it and work it as well too. But you also have to work with the natural lean of the tree and how the branches are going, where the growth is and where the weight is and where gravity is going to want to pull it. So you've got this like push and pull between where you want it to fall and where it wants to naturally fall. And when you nail it, it's exciting. You can't help but celebrate, right? And I'd celebrate out here. And then, you know, at the end of the day, you're cleaning yourself up from all the wood chips. And sure enough, there's a tick in there, right? So I found a tick in my boots and I'm ready for them. It's not my first season out here, right? There's this whole big talk about ticks and how there's so many of them coming. Like getting a bite 3 months being on my property wakes you up to them. And I've been very diligent about checking for them. So these aren't just random trees. These are trees of like my area. And I also don't want to take down more than is necessary because these things have been growing for decades. And that chainsaw takes them down in less than a minute. So it's exciting, but it's also, you got to have some kind of reverence and respect out here because you are still killing something, right? And these things, they're wonderful. So this guy's got to come down. It's the last one. And once it comes down, I'll be able to measure my 20 by 20 outline footprint for the cabin and actually like, shift exactly where I want it left and right and then back and forth, just get it perfect, right? So it's a very thick one. And I knew eventually I'd encounter this, a tree kind of bigger than my chainsaw. So I want to fall this one right over there, and I've got a debris pile over there. So I can essentially just cut the crown off the tree and just leave it right there. And I've got, that one brush pile and then another one over there. Have to take care of that in winter. So I took the safety tip off my chainsaw because eventually you start getting to logs like this, right? Where your chainsaw just can't reach the other side. What happens is there's a nut. Where's the hole? Right there. There's the hole to put the bolt on the guard here, and that bolt, the head of the bolt, is pretty wide, right? So you're cutting through, but then the bolt stops the blade from going down, and you lose this much of it, right? So took it off. A little bit more careful now, and that big tree is going to require that. So. Like I said, it's kind of like a breakaway in hockey. It's an apprehensive moment because I'm permanently altering the landscape here. And that tree needs to come down, but it's also really big and beautiful. So here we go. I mean, once it's on the ground, it's easy enough to process. I like really go at it and it's fun. You get sweaty and you just work in the chainsaw. It gets hot. You got to take a break every now and then. Rest the chainsaw, but let's hope it goes well. Let's hope it doesn't crash into the great granddaddy here and do too much damage. Oh, one other thing. I spent an entire summer clearing out this area with the weed whacker and pulling out plants. And it's paid off because I came here a couple days ago and all you see are just dragonflies. Just patrolling like sentry, just eating up all those mosquitoes. And then it's just grass that's growing. It's very beautiful. And it's easy to spot the plants that are just sticking up that aren't grass. And you can pull those out pretty easy. And then you come to the edge of my work. Right here where the creek is. And it's just plants. Just tons of plants. There's grass all amongst those plants. But look at all this shit that's growing here, right? I have all of this to clean up and pull up, and you turn around and it's nice and clear, just grasses, right? So, and there's some plants, they make their creep, but you pull them out. So that work, that summer really helped, really cleared this area, make it nice, easy to maintain. And I'm gonna have a great time building here this summer. It's gonna be a very key summer of my life. So, I'm trying to enjoy that. Anyways, let me go set the shot up and we'll cut a wedge out of this guy. The tree has been fallen. Look how that's just completely opened up now. When you were looking up at it in the sky and you're like, okay, that's gonna fall there. Like maybe another 20 feet that way. But no. Like I thought this eastern white might have suffered some damage. Suffered nothing. Oh yeah, look at these old branches that just shattered upon falling. They didn't even take a direct hit. They just shattered because look, the bark is coming off too, right? When you see that, there's the bark just peeling off, right? Flaking off. So a dead branch. Even rotting too. Look how rotten that is. The great granddaddy? Nothing. Maybe a gentle breeze. But I am just so worried about this one last branch there. Now the work begins, right? This I look forward to. I look forward to breaking down the tree because it's already fallen, right? The destruction and damage is done. Yeah, so time to start tackling this now. And I got the beats going. Later. Ripping those late 90s beats. I was digging up some old CDs from my high school university days. Gave them to my brother. He's got a computer that still has a CD-ROM. And oh boy, I haven't heard this music in 25 years, man. Some of it sucks, right? And I downloaded it, but woo! I'm in for the summer of my life with this music, man. Rediscovering something after decades like this. Yes! Woo! What are we up to today? Open the shed. What do we need? Tape measure. Mason string. Wood. Let's go. So finally, after 3-4 years now, it's been 4 years. I bought this place in April of 2022. 4 years. So, woo! I can't believe it. I got pins in the ground. 20 by 20 foot square with a hypotenuse of 28 feet and 3 inches. So I want to keep one pin stationary and then pivot the other 3. So I want to get my square just right with everything around and thinking of the views that I'm going to have. So let's get to it. All right, so I'm standing at the stationary pin here, and the camera is at the opposite corner. So this actually, since it's diagonal, should be 28 feet 3 inches. I've actually measured 20 feet all the way around, but we're gonna do the batter boards. But like I said, I wanna shift 3 of them. The squares like this, I think I wanna go like that. Maybe move them, each of the pins by a foot. So let's get the tape out and see what we can do. So, kind of lucky that the end of my tape measure's got a couple hooks, and it'll go just right under the head of the carriage bolt. And yeah, I've got 3 carriage bolts in the ground as my pins just for now to mark out 20 feet. So let's do this. Okay, 20 feet. Let's maybe do it. Let's see this. I mean, does anyone ever buy the first house that they see? Or do they go check another one out, right? Because am I gonna build a cabin in the first 20-foot square that I lay out? Okay, so I moved it about a foot. Oh! only have 3 carriage bolts. So I got 3 carriage bolts in the other corners, but I ran out, so I'll just use a stick. Okay, so I don't have 2 tape measures. So getting 20 feet between each of the pins, that's easy enough. It's the diagonals that's the challenge. So I got 20 feet between these 2 pins. Bang, 20 feet. So here's the diagonal, 28 feet 3 inches. Yeah, when you don't have 2 tape measures, you have to keep going back and forth between the 2 measurements and just continue to make these like minute adjustments by inches. $28.5. $28.3. Just about 20 feet. Gonna maybe just right here. All right, 20 feet. Let's measure the diagonal one more time. And yeah, we'll call it. So I squared up 2 diagonals and 3 pins. So the 4th pin should just be all right. Pin's a little loose here. This could definitely affect your measurement by an inch or 2. So let's go get the mallet and just drive it in a little deeper. And yeah, it's just about 20 feet. So I could maybe move the stick here probably a ½ inch. Just a little ½ inch adjustment. Now, the video I watched where the guy was doing his batter boards, they were all level with each other. Now, that's not going to happen here because I don't have a business like that guy does and the professional grade equipment that comes with it. So I'm just going to get these batter boards in here or attach them on, and then I will figure out leveling the pads independently. And I'm just going to figure out this build as it goes. I mean, that guy is getting paid by a customer to do the building that he's doing. And I'm a human on Earth who wants to build shelter for himself to live a life. So, 2 very different reasons there. I mean, I'm so eyeballing this here. I mean, not only are the batter boards not going to be level with each other, I mean, this one might not even be level itself. So, oh, mosquito. Oh. My 4 batter boards are up. There we go. And it goes down to that one, if you can see it. I can't on the viewfinder. And that one, which, yep, I can see. And then the far corner one down there. So what I'm gonna do now is lay out the string, and I'm just gonna kind of eyeball where along the batter here it is that I got to put the screw, and make sure it's just in line enough with the head of that carriage bolt and over there. And then I guess I can adjust the screw as I see fit to line it over there. So I'm going to do that and then do it this way down there. I've got enough play between these 2 stakes to set another screw here, probably somewhere like over here, and then get another line going that way and do all 4 of them. So I'm gonna get after this, and we'll take it from there. Oh, there's a fall. Oh, yeah, because the land just sinks right here. Awesome. So I've got a crack in the broadcast stake that I'm using to do my layout, and it's causing it to be off a little bit. So as soon as we bring it back, watch, it's straight now, and it goes off by that much. So let's fix this. Oh, by the way, here's my office. We'll be using that saw, tape measure, mallet, bucket of water, put out a fire in case it gets out of hand, and string, scissors, bits, screws, drill, zip tags. Now, I lost my drill bit somewhere there. That sucks when you have a great day and you're like, where's my drill bit? And that's the only bit of green on it. It messes your whole day up when you just lose it somewhere there, right? And then I found it, and that makes your day so awesome afterwards. So the soft hands aren't so soft. I'm running into the issue of the strings actually pulling on the batter boards and making it off center just a little bit. So I think it's got to go there. Yeah, it's off and now it's on. So what I'm going to do, and you can see the little, just a little bit of movement. It's no more than an inch or two, right? So what I'm going to do is when it comes time to lay the foundation pads, I'll make sure to tilt this so I can get it right overhead, and then make sure my blocks are in line. And when I let the string go, if the blocks are off a little bit, at least I know they're correct this way. And furthermore, the pads, I think I'm going to do 2 feet pads, and then I'll have blocks on top. I'm following Kyle's first cabin that put him on the map. Like the 20 by 32 that he did. That's the one I'm gonna replicate. And he's got, it looks like a 2-foot pad, like a block, and then he put smaller blocks on top, right? And then alternated stacking them. So that's what I'll be doing. So I'm not too worried that the strings are pulling on this a little bit. I'm aware of it, and I'm gonna incorporate that and adjust for it when I'm building. All right, so all the string is laid out now. I've got my 20 by 20 square. See the orange going there, and then orange going that way. So it's pretty square. I mean, the pins that I put in the ground, those are at 20 by 20. Once the pads are in place, that's going to give me wiggle room to correct any little mistakes I've made by an inch or two here or there. And the dimensional lumber that I'm using, you know, I'll be probably using 10-foot pieces of lumber, and you know, that's 10 feet, right? So you're limited by that, and you can't necessarily build outside of the orange lines if you are exactly 10 feet. So what I'm trying to say is that, you know, once I get my skids on here and then I start building the rim joist, then I'll be able to sort of shift and push it where I need it to be to line it all up. So and that's what I'll be doing. Is I think I'm going to be doing 20 pads. So initially I was going to do 25. That'd be 5 up and 5 across. But what I'm going to do is 4 up and then 5 across. So I'm going to do 20 pads. Kyle, he did 15, but he was also working with 2x8s. I'm going to be working with 2x6s. So my skids are going to be 4 of them going this way, right? So 1 at the very far edge, and then another one on this edge, and then 2 more in the middle going across. So, and they'll be supported by 5 pads each going across. And I think I'm going to be doing 3 2x6s. So I'm not going to do 3 2x8s. I think I'm going to try and get away with 3 2x6s. I'll do a little bit more research on that. And yeah, so the pads will be at 0 feet, 5 feet, 10 feet, 15 feet, and then 20 feet. So that's 5. And then coming down, I'll have a pad at the bottom, pad at the top, and then 2 more in the middle. And that'll be spaced 6 feet, 8 inches. So if you have 6 feet, 8 inches, 6 feet, 8 inches, and then 6 feet, 8 inches, that totals 20 feet. So that's what I'll do for that. That's what I've got to do next, is get the tape measure out and then start spray painting, I guess, X's or circles where the pads are going to be. And then from there, then I got to go out and get pads, like pavers, and then, you know, Kyle used a class 5 base underneath, and then he used gravel. So I guess I'll do some class 5. I'll spread a little bit. My ground here is pretty hard. It will settle a little bit, but I got rocks and soil out here. So yeah, and having a floating structure, I'll be able to jack it up if there's any sagging or sinking, settling. I'll be able to do that, and then slide some shims under the skids, I guess. I'll figure that out. So yeah, that's the next step, is I'm gonna get the tape measure and start measuring out 20 X's, and I'll see about scraping the earth to like have a little clearing for each pad, and then put the class 5, tamp it down, and then put the gravel on top of that. So So that's it. The 20 pads, or the 20 pad locations have been marked out. So it's just a matter of coming here now and just kind of scraping as much of the top layer as I can. I'll get a rake and I'll shovel. I'll just start scraping the 20 little spots there. And at that point, I really got to start getting some bags of class 5 fill and some gravel up in here. Start carting the bags out, start laying them out there. And eventually the patio stones as well too, or the pavers. I'm gonna have to bring that out. So things are progressing, right? It's gonna really suck trying to level out those pavers, the pads, but I'm not gonna level them out with each other. That is an exercise in futility. So I guess what I'm gonna do is probably just have shims under the skids to level out the skids. Once the skids are level, then I'm good. But the pads will be level, but just not with each other. Oh, I gotta cut these 3 stumps down as low as I can. I don't know, I mean, maybe cover it up with like black garbage bags, because they cannot grow. They cannot grow. I've been reading up on how to stop stumps from regrowing, right? All the energy that's still left in the roots wants to push up suckers and saplings, right? So, and they're coming up. Okay, see you all in the next one.